Good day to you. Today I want to cover the COS1512, the November 2022 exam. I'm going to cover question 28. You can see on the left here it says that this is the question text. Consider the class computer. The class is computer and it's got all its functions defined over here, and then we've got our variables defined over here. Alright, and it's asking us in question A, it says derive a class laptop from the class computer. Provide only the interface for the class laptop. The class laptop has an additional private member variable, battery time. Include an accessor for the battery time. Redefine the display specs member function to include the battery time in the display of the specification. Okay, and then for question B, it says implement only the member function display specs for the class laptop. But I'm going to focus on A for now. So what I've done is I've opened up my code blocks. Okay, I've gone and I've said file new project. Okay, and I've called my project, if you go here, I said new project, I chose a console application, okay, and I've called mine computer project, okay. So when you do that, it automatically just creates this main file, and this is what the main file currently has in it, okay. And then all I've done is I've gone file new, and I said class, and I've created a computer class. Let me just go through it just so that you can see. Yeah, I typed in over here computer class, and I made sure I just took all this off. I took this off. I left that as it was. I'm happy to leave the project where it was, and then I said create. And once it's done that, you see I've got this computer H and I've got this computer CPP. So as you can see on this side here, this is the header file for computers. So, and you can see mine is currently not the same as theirs. So I'm going to go and proceed to copy and paste what I see over here onto there. So I know my default constructor. This is it here. I'm actually going to make this just as another constructor. I've got the highlighter thing here, so I must just turn that off. Okay, so I'm going to copy all of these, and I'm going to just go ahead and paste them over here. Alright, I'm just going to add that like that, like that, like that. Okay, so for protected, we don't have anything protected, so I'm just going to leave it like that. And then for private, we want to copy these over there. Okay. Alright, so there I have my header file for computer, and I'm just going to make sure I save this. So I'm just going to say save file. You can see my computer implementation file doesn't have anything in it, so I would like to populate that. So if I go here, I've got my header. I also want to include the IO stream, so I'm going to put here include and IO stream. Alright, and I'm going to also use the using namespace standard. Okay. And then I'm going to leave this default constructor as is, although no, I should rather change it. So let me add this. So this is going to be speed equals 0. Main memory equals 0. Hard disk memory equals 0. So that's my default constructor. My overloaded constructor. I'm just going to copy all of these from here and just go to my computer, paste them all in there, and you mustn't forget to add this here. So we're going to do that, take the semicolon out, and we want to open and close brackets. And so this we're going to say, I'm just going to copy this actually, and I'm going to paste that there, and then this is just going to be S, this is going to be MM, and this HM is going to be here. Alright, so that sorts that one out. And then we need to bring this back. Okay, and we want void computer. Like that, take that out. Okay. I'm going to use the out, and we're going to say our speed, and we want it like that, and we're going to say speed. Okay, and then end our line. Repeat that same line, but instead of speed we're going to have main memory, and we want to just output this. And then the next one is our hard disk. Okay, so that sorts that one out, and now we're gonna do our getters. Let's go ahead, getters. Okay, that, take that out, and let's add these. So this would just say return, and because we're talking about speed, we're just going to return the speed. Okay, this one's return, and this is the main memory, so we're going to just return main memory. And then this one is the hard disk memory, so we're going to return our hard disk memory. Okay, and we mustn't forget our semicolons at the end here. So I'm just going to put that as getters. This is our output, and this is our overloaded function or overloaded constructor. And this is our default constructor. Okay, so that is our computer defined, and now we need to derive a class of laptop. So the way I'm going to do that is exactly what I had done. I'm just going to save all of these. I just want to save file. Yeah, okay, so that's fine. So I'm just going to go file, new, go class, and under class name I'm going to call it laptop like that. I'm going to take all these out. Like I said, I'm going to take this out. I'm happy with the rest of it. It must keep on adding it into that folder. Click on create. Okay, and yes, I do want to add it to my current project. So now you see I've got a laptop header and I've got a laptop implementation file. Okay, so let's proceed and add what we need to for here. So it said derive a laptop, so it doesn't specify what we need in it, but we know what we need. Yeah, so what we're doing is it's saying class laptop, but because we're deriving it from the computer class, we need to also remember to include the computer here. So let's go ahead and say include, hashtag include, and we need to include our computer H. There we go, it's got it here. Okay, also going to just include the IO stream. And I'm going to be using the namespace, standard. Okay, namespace standard. Alright, and then as mentioned, because this is a derived class, we're going to add here public and computer, because this is a derived class of computers. So laptop is a derived, yeah. Alright, so we're going to leave our default constructor here, and we are going to have a destructor. So we need that special destructor symbol. Whoops. Okay, I've got to try and find where this destructor symbol is because I'm using a different keyboard. Okay, I managed to find the destructor symbol, so I'm going to use that like that. And then we want an overload constructor, so we're going to say our laptop and then whatever variables we've got. So let's go ahead to the variables and see what did they say to us. That we need to add a battery time. Hey? So we're going to create an integer variable. Normally it should say here, derive a class laptop from the class computer, provide only the interface for the class laptop. The class laptop has an additional private member variable, battery time. Include an accessor for the battery time, and redefine the display specs member function to display the battery time in the display of the specifications. Alright, so we're just adding battery time here, int battery time. Okay, and yeah, battery time. So over here we're going to basically copy whatever we've got in our overloaded constructor over here. So just going to go and copy this, okay, because that needs to happen inside here. Alright, and we're just going to add our battery time, int and battery time. So I'm just going to leave it as B. Okay, then we want to also create an output stream, so we're going to use our void and I'll just say display specs, and then we're going to have our output stream, and we're going to say and out, and this is going to be a constant. Okay. And then we need to obviously create a getter for our battery. So we're going to say int get and bat time. Okay, and that needs to remain a constant because it's not changing. And then we just make sure we take this part out. All right, so that is that part, and they said that we should actually only do the implementation, provide only the interface for it. So yeah, so I think we've basically covered this this section because it is an interface, and so I just want to go ahead and show you what the actual implementation file would look like for this. Yeah, so that we can get it sorted out the correct way. Okay, so this would be the implementation file. We've got our include our laptop header. We also need to include our computer header. Okay, and then we're just gonna use the same IOStream and namespace standard. So let's go include. Do it. Yeah, I'm just gonna take this out and actually copy it because we've already got it here. Okay, just like that. Alright, so this is going to be our default constructor, like that. Okay, and then we want our destructor, so that's going to be our destructor, and then our overloaded constructor. I want to just get these ones and go here. Okay, net. Take that out. Take that. Alright, and then this is that, and we mustn't forget to use our laptop. Okay, and then over here the same, over here the same. Okay, and then we'll just open our brackets. Okay. So this one we can do it a short way, and we will just put it in like this, and we'll say computers, because this is where we're getting the fields from, and we're saying our S and MM and HM, and then from here we are calling our battery time, laptop battery time, and we're going to assign that to our B. Okay, and so that sorts that one out when we put a semicolon at the end here. Then our display is going to basically be the same as our computers, except we're going to use the getter functions of our computers instead of having direct access. So where we see speed, we're going to just say get speed, because that was our getter. So we'll just copy this get speed. Okay, laptops get speed, and then we've got this get main memory. Okay, we're just basically replacing these, and then our hard disk. And then finally, our extra item that we wanted was the battery time. So we're just going to go battery time, and instead of using the get, we're just going to use the battery time, this bit. And we'll have our inline. And so that would be our display specs for get battery time, and this would obviously just be return and battery time. And that's the implementation file. So you can see over here for question B, it said implement only the member function display specs for the class laptop. And so this is the implementation of display specs. Yeah, so this is basically what you would need to get it to get this question answered. So I hope that this has been helpful. Thank you for watching, and I appreciate that you wanted to watch it. Thanks and goodbye.